How are y'all doing today? Nausicaa, how are you doing today?
Fine.
Fine. Welcome to today's Toastmaster evening. If you've not been here before, actually, who's here for the first time? Is anyone in the room here for the first time? No newcomers, so everyone should know exactly what we do here, right?
Yes.
Absolutely everyone should know. But just to be sure, we are here to provide a friendly and supportive environment to all of our members so they can practice public speaking, get over their fears, and become more confident in general. For today, you will see a ludicrous evening. One that I cannot imagine about piracy. A Halloween-themed evening for us, led by our one and only captain. Before I introduce the captain, there's a few simple rules that you should know. First off, you know that we all applaud. I will introduce the captain and you will have only one job, and to applaud as loud as you can as you see him walk on the stage. Can you do that?
Yes.
I didn't hear you. Can you guys do that?
Yes.
There we go. Second rule, because it's pirate themed, you have to yell R as you clap. Can you do that as well? Yeah. And the third rule, of course, we have our camera here filming the entire evening, and some of you may come in front on the stage, either for the impromptu speeches or as speakers. If you do not want to show up on our Facebook page afterwards, or on YouTube, or on our channels, please contact our PR department. PR department, hands up. There you go, the PR's here. So please contact them after the meeting in case you do not want to show up on our recordings. Right? Is everyone good? Is everyone ready?
Yay!
So please welcome our captain, Horatiu Stănculescu!
All aboard, land lovers and sea lovers. As your captain, my duty is to provide efficient transitions and to present everyone that would come here in front accordingly. This year meeting was inspired by a book I read, that is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I deeply enjoyed the game beforehand, and it's about a bloodthirsty pirate that joins a cult, and that cult changes him to become a better leader and, surprisingly, a hunter. So I thought to myself, how can I mix up Halloween, piracy, and Toastmasters? By extracting the similarities between communication, leadership, and piracy. So, without further ado, this evening you will see up here in front many mateys that have specific roles. These roles are, the first one is to answer a question, the question of the evening. That is, if you would be a pirate, what would your life be like? We will see every one of them answering the questions. And now, every Toastmasters meeting has three sections. The first section is where we will see three speakers in the prepared speakers section come here in front and deliver their prepared speeches. They have been trained by the Pathways guides and the mentors into delivering the speeches based on some objectives that will be evaluated at the end of the meeting. But until the end, we will go to the people topic section, in which every one of you can come here in front and say what you can in 2 minutes about one particular subject. And if you have difficulties, it's not about the subjects, it's about how you see the subject. In the third part, we will dig up the pot of gold, which is feedback. Through feedback we grow. And we provide feedback using certain types of evaluators. But what do you know? The mateys that are evaluators have a leader. He is called the general evaluator. He is George Blago. But before I introduce him on the stage, he answered the question of the evening. If I was a pirate, it would be a dream come true. I would be the most furious and vicious headhunter in the 7 seas. Up here in front will come George Blaga.
Hello everyone. So yeah, I will be the coordinator of the third part of our Toastmaster meeting, the evaluations. My role for tonight is to coordinate my beautiful evaluators and to pay attention to everything that is happening during the meeting and what should supposed to happen, that is not happen. Here at Toastmasters, we have many types of evaluators. The first type of evaluators are the technical evaluators that you will see in front soon enough. The speech evaluators, that you will see them as well. The leadership evaluators, and the most important evaluators, you, our audience. That we encourage you to leave us feedback about what do you think we can improve or what did you like or not. Without further ado, I will start to introduce my beautiful team in a certain order. In his role of timekeeper, Marian Cunzariu, he answered our question as well, like this. If I would be a pirate, I would travel around the world to discover new places.
My role is to pay attention to the time. Time is a gold mine. So I encourage you to pay attention on me, because if you're not, I will cut the flag. So I have 3 flags: green, yellow, and red. And yeah, red is important. It is blood. You need to stop your time. So we have 3 sections. One section for the speaker, but are going to in the front. So all the speakers from the front, they have 7 minutes, and I will show them the green card on 5 minutes, the yellow on 6 minutes, and the red card on 7 minutes. For general evaluator and grammarian, they have 5 minutes, and I will show the green card on 3 minutes, the yellow on 4, the red on 5. We need to cut the time. And for a speaker evaluator, they have 3 minutes, and I will show them on 2 minutes, the green card on 2 minutes and a half, the yellow card, the red on 3 minutes. And also for improv to speeches, they have 2 minutes, and also the timer and a counter, they have 2 minutes, and I will show on 1 minute the green card, the yellow card on 1.5 minutes, and the red when time to need to be cut. Thank you, and I will come back with the gold. Thank you.
Thank you, Marian, for this. Our next amazing technical evaluator is the A counter, which will be Adelina Platon, and she answered as well our question. I would be the best rum drinker ever. In your applause, Adelina, please.
Hello everyone. Tonight, as an A counter, pauses, and ums, and prolonged words. And why do I do this, you may ask? It's because I want to help you improve your speeches and your speeches to be more fluent. Because when you have pauses and prolonged words, the attention of the public, they may be distracted, and they're not they do not pay attention anymore. So I will come back at the end with my report. Thank you.
Our last but not least evaluators, the legendary grammarian, the pirate of the seven seas. Our grammarian for tonight is Sebastian Chirodea, who told us that if he would have a pirate life, I pirate content from the internet all the time. Please, Sebastian Chirodea.
Just a small disclaimer, that was a joke. My internet activity is perfectly. With this being said, hello. My job here today, besides stimulating myself, is to pay attention to your grammar and your vocabulary and to note any creative spellings, idioms, and to correct any grammar, bad grammar, wrong sentence constructions, so on and so forth. I also chose the word of the evening, ludicrous. There's also a paper on the ground in case you might be tempted to look down. I will congratulate everyone who uses this word. It means something amusing or laughable because it is very foolish or it's very exaggerated in its form. And I will present my report at the end. Thank you.
This was the first set of evaluators, and the next set of evaluators you will meet at the end of the evening. I will invite Horatio to continue the evening, but I will read his answer for the question of the evening. I will be the one that plunges into battles by motivating others to join in. This is a possible infinite loop. Horatio Stanculescu.
Thank you, matey. And now, we will enter the prepared speeches section, in which three of us will deliver the speeches. But beforehand, what are the similarities between the prepared speeches section and piracy, or ships? Well, the prepared speeches, the speakers, are just like vessels that embark on a quest. And beforehand, you have to prepare. Just like feeding your crew to work hard, you have to spoon feed your ideas and help them grow. Tie them up into sentences, then even further on to construct perfectly constructed speeches. Why not? And because of the time, you must be aware of how long will the journey last. Also, the next thing, when you come here in front, you have ideas, you have arguments. Just like cannons, you shoot ideas and arguments at the people. Do these cannons help you or hinder you? That is the question. Also, are you able to use props effectively? I will give you an example. Here is the vicious pirate Blackbeard. He used to stick burning sticks into his beard in order to create a foggy effect that would help him instill fear into his enemies. So, would you be like Blackbeard or not? And most importantly, Is this here crew helping you, or are they your foes? We shall see. Now for the next speaker. Her name is Diana Rogojan. She is at Path Innovative Planning. Oh, sorry. Minute of feedback. Okay, we have a minute of feedback. And our timer will help us. And now let us set sail for the next speech. The next speaker is Diana Rogojan. She is at the Path Innovative Planning with the theme Evaluation and Feedback. Number 2, to present a new speech and to incorporate previous feedback from the other speech. Her speech will be evaluated by Joanna Neksham, and the title will be Feminine versus Masculine Energy. Diana also answered the question of the evening. I'd be skinny, tanned, and drunk all the time, hanging on a boat with a bunch of bad boys. Basically everything I ever wanted as a teen. So let's see what our matey has to talk to us about. Diana Rogojan.
I know it's ludicrous. Now I'm going to talk about serious relationships after my answer for the question of the evening. But I want to start with you guys. What do you believe makes a great relationship?
Communication.
Communication, okay.
Patience.
Patience,
Understanding.
understanding,
Friendship.
empathy, friendship.
Acceptance.
Okay. You seem to be really good within your relationships, I hope. But what makes a passionate relationship? Okay.
Public speaking.
Anything else?
Attraction.
Adventure? Okay, so attraction. So it's attraction, sex, adventure,
Action.
passion. Well, a passionate relationship should be passionate. So I'm seeing there's a theme here. Why did you answer differently for the second question? Isn't a great relationship a passionate relationship?
Yes.
It should be, right? It should be. Okay. So I'm going to start with my story. When I was a kid, my parents used to argue all the time. Literally all the time. I would be so stressed out. I would go scared when I would go home. I would be a wreck. I wouldn't play. I would be like it was my trauma. And somehow I went past it. But as I grew up, I understood that I wanted to have a real relationship of my own. One that was not with the failures that my parents had. And I would fantasize about my future husband, about my future lover, and how I'd be, and what I would talk about, and how good friends we would be, and how we would do everything together. And I would put in so much time and mental clarity into exactly what I wanted from my relationship, that I knew precisely what I wanted from it. And when the day came and I actually met the guy, that I wanted to be with and with whom I thought I could build up something, I was ready. I knew what I wanted, and together we built up the perfect relationship. Like perfect. Like, I didn't know why my parents weren't like telling me I should get a prize or something, because I learned all of this on my own, and I was so proud because I made it everything like, exactly the way I would picture it. And the good news was that I moved in with him, and we have been like living together for over a year. But something strange happened then. And it's not easy for me to talk about this. As you can tell, the only dream I actually had my entire life was to have a great relationship with my boyfriend. It was the only thing I knew I wanted more than anything else. And something seemed to be astray. We were best friends, like the best of friends, and we still are the best of friends. I would tell him everything, and he would tell me everything. And we would spend all time together, and talk all the time. We would sometimes joke that we could like get some kind of an operation, like merge in the same body or something, because we were starting to think the same way, say the same things, act the same way, almost like being the same person. And in some way, I was really proud about that. I mean, that's everything my parents did not have, so I made it, right? But then things starting to click for me when I noticed that we weren't lovers that much anymore. We were friends, like roomies, like best of friends, or like brother and sister in a way. And that scared the hell out of me, because I knew that was not the right direction for either of us. And it wasn't that important for me, but it was important for him, and I had to respect that. So, but living with him, I started being a lot like him, and he's really ambitious. He's like the typical guy. So he does things, he makes things happen, he goes out in the world, fights his way, he looks for answers, and he finds solutions. I used to be a lot more spontaneous than that. I wouldn't plan anything. I would just like go with the flow and enjoy life and find pleasure and fun in everything I did. But since I wanted to live up to his standards and be like him so we can get along, I somehow subconsciously adopted his behaviors. And when this question came, like, where is the romance in all of this, I started looking it up. And personal development was my answer. I was like, okay, these guys have all the answers, all the science, all the facts, everything. And I started looking it up, and started learning. And what do you know happened? I started struggling more, I started pushing more, I started planning more. I wanted to make my relationship fit the box I wanted it to fit. And in a way, it didn't. It went worse, because he was like, are you trying to plan something spontaneous? You know, that's not the thing. Like, you can't do that. I was like, well, yeah, but if we don't have like Friday night to take a date, then when will we? I mean, we're not doing dates anymore. And, well, my attempts failed. But then, like, when I was completely lost, and since I felt like the earth was falling under my feet because my only foundation of what I wanted in my life was somehow getting destroyed by being too good, I felt. I mean, I couldn't create anymore, I couldn't be myself anymore, I didn't want to see anyone. I was lost. But one day, I found an esoteric story. And that got me the answer. And it's something it's really risky. I would never have thought I would find the answer in a story. But it was like a Hinduist story about the creation of Earth, something like Adam and Eve, with Shiva and Shakti. It's like the masculine and feminine powers. And the story goes like this. I mean, the conclusion of the story goes like this. I'm going to skip it the hard part. Every one of us has a masculine and a feminine energy inside of them. One of them is more prevalent. One of them is more natural to us. It's like being a bit more dominant with the right hemisphere of the brain or the left hemisphere of the brain, for those of you who like science more than spirituality. So some of us are naturally inclined to be more spontaneous, to be more flowing, to be more fun in a way, while the others are more into doing, into acting, into pushing, while the others into receiving. One is giving, the other one is waiting to receive. You can't be both at the same time. You can't be like man and woman at the same time. And I wanted to be so much like him so we could be friends that I stopped being like me, like a woman, in a way. So once I noticed, and I fell back in my usual self, my spontaneous self, my fun self, my feminine self, it all rekindled. And I'm not saying that every one of us, if they're a woman, they have to be feminine. They can be in their masculine energy. That means in their giving, in their making. But we also have to receive, especially when the other person wants to give. You can't both give and you can't both receive. Because either you're going to be like, where do you want to go out tonight? Oh, well, do you want to go out tonight? Oh, where? You want to go out tonight? Okay, we're not going anywhere because nobody wants to go anywhere. So somebody has to do the doing while the other has to follow. And we can change, and there's a dance. But you have to know who you're dancing with so you can take the other side.
Thank you, Lena. It's said that masculine energy is just like a fire, and the feminine energy is just like water. So, that's my contribution. Now let's see yours in Slido. 1 minute of silence, please, for feedback. And now let's try to finish. The minute is up. Our third speaker is Dragos Bilaniuk. His title of the speech is Avoid the Buts. But seriously, he is at Dynamic Leadership #3, Project Effective Body Language. He has to choose a topic that lends itself to expression through movement and gestures, and deliver a speech containing practiced and refined non-verbal communication. His speech will be evaluated by Cătălin Balan, and his answer to the question of the evening is as follows. I'm not sure how my life would look like. All I know is that I would be hooked on the job. Dragos Bilaniuk.
So after a speech about behavioral sciences and one about human relationships, let's talk about a serious subject. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next 7 minutes, let's talk about butts. And I will start by giving you a personal example of how you shouldn't use your butt. Because the way I used it, my butt got me into some real shit trouble. When I was in the 3rd grade, I pushed a colleague and she broke her nose. 1 hour later, her mother was at my school, mad as a wildcat. Where is Dragos?
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you really?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. And then all of a sudden, in my childish naivety, I just showed her my butt. But she stood in the way of my food. Dear friends, have you ever ruined a perfectly fine apology just by showing your butt without anyone asking for it? I did, a lot of times. And it didn't just break my reputation as a 3rd grader. It also broke, or almost broke, a lot of other things, like my legs, for example. Yes, my butt almost broke my legs. It happened a few months ago at the gym. Now, at my gym, I have a guy called George that is very... How many of you have seen The Incredible Hulk? Well, he's just like Hulk, only that the only time he gets back smaller is after skipping gym. And one day he was wearing a tank top that was a little thinner than usual. And with this tank top on, I could finally see the dark, bloody red tattoo on his back that I kept hearing about. It looked really cool. And as I passed by him, I had the brilliant idea of giving him a big, manly slap right on that tattoo, just to show everyone that I'm cool with the toughest guy in the gym. And I was like, kill him, George! But soon after, I realized that the only thing George was going to kill was me. Because the moment my palm touched the dark, bloody red tattoo on his back, he fell to his knees, screaming and cursing. Turns out that if you have big, colorful tattoos on your body, you have to regularly go back to the tattoo shop and have them drill your skin again to make everything look fresh. And when do you think my friend had his tattoos removed? Just the previous day. So that dark, bloody red on his back was actual blood. Now just imagine, Transylvanian Hulk on his knees with tears in his eyes, and you standing next to him with his blood on your hands. Needless to say, this scene gathered the whole gym around us, and I didn't fully realize the situation that I was actually in until I started hearing the whispering around us.
Oh my god, this is gonna be amazing.
That show here is gonna break his right arm first. Nah, man, he's going for his weird mustache. Now, I know what you're all thinking about, so let me explain how is it that I can still walk on my own legs. By now you should be able to guess what my instinct was telling me. It wasn't your fault, show him the butt. But something else also told me that he might not be in the mood for debating whether it was my fault or not. So in front of the whole gym, I told him I'm sorry. And then I kept hold of my butt, just as if it were my wallet in a manila. Luckily, he appreciated it. And this is how today I can still smile with all my teeth. And this is the power of avoiding the butts. And friends, I think we can implement this principle immediately. Because here at Toastmasters, a butt won't ruin your reputation, and won't break your legs either, but it can break your chances of becoming a competent communicator. Just think about how many fellow Toastmasters are in this situation, where you give them feedback in private, and at your second word, they jump in with their butts and ruin everything trying to explain themselves. And if you cannot think of someone like that, just know that you are that someone. So then, let's stop ruining our feedbacks and apologies. Let's start actually listening to one another. And let's realize that while it's in our human nature to love them, sometimes we should avoid the butts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dragos. And now let us show the feedback to Dragos. In sli.do. And now let us try to finish. We will take a short 5-minute break, dropping our anchors. But before taking the break, I have an announcement. We have the opportunity to come here in front and try out a subject for 2 minutes. Those of you who want to try out our challenge, please talk to Sergio Avram here, and he will write you down. We have 5-minute break. See you afterwards. Thank you. Okay.
Man the cannons! Fire!
Okay. Now, seeing that we're back with the table topic section, I have a little story to share with you. You know what the quality of the mate is? What quality was important for a mate? It was singing. Yes. But can you sing when the storm hits? Are you flexible enough when the tides roll? This here section helps you with creativity, to be creative, to be flexible, and to sing, to be yourself. It's not about the subject, it's about how you see the subject. It's just like when you're stranded on a deserted island and you have to keep yourself mentally sane and challenged. And think, what kind of stories would you tell when you get to land and to civilization? Well, without further ado, the man that is in charge of this here section is Sergio Avram. And he will enter the stage after I tell you the answer. He is not a sea lover, but a land lover. Sergio Avram.
As Horatio told you, I don't like the sea, and because of this, I have 2 news. First one, I'm quitting the job of pirate, and the second one, there's a new vacancy open as a pirate for you in this beautiful crew. In order to join the crew, you have to follow the secret game of piracy. And this is, you have to come here in front for 2 minutes. You have to pick a random subject and entertain the crew to vote for you as their new member, as a pirate. The rules are, you have 2 minutes, you pick a random subject, and my fellow here will help you with the time. He will show you the green card when 1 minute passed, the yellow card when 1.5 minutes passed, and the red one when the time expired. With this being said, are you ready to impress us?
Yeah.
And now, with this being said, again, let's invite the first contender. And this is Christy. Yes, you. Let's welcome Christy. Hello. Choose a number between 1 and 8. 1. What? Perfect. You just came back from the greatest bounty hunter you ever was. How do you split your bounty between you and your fellows? Do you need to repeat this?
Okay, so plunder, time to split loot,
Yes.
how to do.
Yes.
Instructions.
Great. Good luck.
Good, thank you. Fellow mates, we've had the best plunder of our years. And I have to thank you all for that. I do not know what we would have had if it would not be for you. Sorry about Jack there who lost his leg. Sorry, Jack.
No problem, mate.
Goodbye, Jack. And there, yes, you, Redbeard. I hope you like shark meat, because we sure as hell killed him. Unfortunately, after he ate your leg, but that's no problem because we're pirates, goddammit, and that's what we do. So, without further ado, let's see now how to split the bond between us. Jack, Redbeard, you're covered, your life insurance is all good, but now what about the rest of you? Some of you are a bit scummy. You're only here for the profits. They're like a nice crew here. We care for each other. We might be pirates, but we love each other. We are friends, first and foremost. So, now that I think about it, I don't think any of you actually deserve it. Nah. Does anyone have anything to say about it? Oh, don't raise your swords to me like that. My sword's bigger than yours. All of yours. Yeah, I can see you. You think you can run in those big legs of yours? I don't think I'll put you on the front lines, eh? So, my dear boys, fellow brothers, love you all, but I think this all here looks. Probably I'll just take it for myself. If you want to do something about it, I invite you to do it. Just be careful when you walk the plank not to fall off it.
An interesting way to split the
Yes.
pleasure between your ones.
Good personal finance recipes.
Thank you. And now, let's go to the second contender. This is Akos. Let's welcome Akos with a big round of applause. Hello, Akos. Please pick a number between 1 and 7.
3.5.
3.5, let's say. What are the qualities you need to have to be a pirate? Do you need me to repeat this?
No, I understand.
Okay, the qualities to be a pirate. Alright, good luck.
So, when I think of this topic, what positive qualities could a pirate have? Well, let's see. First of all, we know that pirates are men of the, mostly men, I think. They are mostly, but also women, they are mostly men of the sea. So, the first thing that comes to mind, they are not allowed to be seasick. They have to know how to swim. They have to know how to
Dream.
Yes, thank you.
Plunder.
What exactly? That was the second point I was about to think of. They have to know. So a pirate's life is about plundering, is about going to coastal towns or whatever, or enemy ships. Maybe not necessarily kill everyone on board, but what they have to do is take all the loot, whatever valuables you can find. Money, take it. Jewelry, take it. That very expensive picture on the captain's wall, take it and sell it for more money. That is the method how you can get ludicrous amounts of cash and thus making yourself a name as a good pirate. Other than that, let me think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that your physical abilities must be quite impressive. Also, you have to be well trained in sword combat. Howdy. What else? I'm pretty sure that you also need to be well acquainted with the team you are working with. So you have to know how to make friends, how to well communicate, how to make yourself well heard within your team. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of. Thank you.
A nice description about qualities of a pirate. Now, let's move further to the third contender,
Mihai. Let's welcome Mihai with a big round of applause. Pick a number between 1 and 7. 4. Pick 4. How does a pirate show his leadership qualities? Do you need me to repeat it? No. Okay, good luck.
Well, I start off by telling you how it feels every time I'm here in front of Toastmasters group and talk. I think it's my 8th time here, and I'm still nervous about talking to you. And today was a long day. I had a long time on the bus coming to here, so I had lots of time to think how embarrassed I feel in front of you. But now let's go to the subject. So, what do I think? Pirates should have as skills in terms of leadership. I don't know. I've never been a pirate before, but I've been once in this room. I had a great night playing some beer pong. So I just imagine that this is my ship and you're my my fellow friends going to show our pirate skills and steal some goodies from the other fellow's ship. So I think some good skills of a pirate leader would be to be there in the front to lead the pack while doing the best of being a pirate. And I think, as the Greek public speaker said, leaders eat last. I think a leader of pirates should sacrifice and be like a model for the other pirates in the ship, so they can do their job better. Thank you.
And now we have time for one more contender. If someone who hesitated to come here in front would like to come, this is your last chance it's the last chance to get in this queue as a new pirate. If someone wants, yeah. I will ask you one more time. If not, we're going to close this section. So, if someone is interested, okay. If not, this was our four contenders. I will state their names again, so you can vote who would you like to be your new pirate friend. First one, Christy. The second one was Akosh. The third one, Mihai. And the fourth one, Cosmin. This was the impromptu speeches section, and I will invite back the Toastmaster of this day. Thank you.
Okay. Another 30 seconds for you to vote on Slido.
Dacă aș avea intermediu, pe căutare.
Ten seconds. And halt. We'll go now to the third and final section of the evening, in which we will dig up the gold, which is feedback. As Dragos said, there is an art of giving and receiving feedback. So I would like to invite the most vicious headhunter of the seven seas, George Blaga.
Hello again. This is the last section, and we'll start with the speech evaluators. The first speech evaluators is Petre, who will evaluate Julia's speech. His answer for our question is, I'd say plundering is my favorite activity as a pirate, and public speaking as well. Please, Petre.
Thank you, George. Hello, friends. English session, English
evaluate your speech. My evaluation is structured into 4 main criteria. So I will speak about what I think about your voice voice, your body language, your structure, and clarity. I know that clarity and structure is important for you, and I'll speak about them more about the others. So, about the voice. So you had a calm and you had a good rate voice. So I could really understand and have a good pronunciation also. I could really understand what you meant, your words. What can you improve? You could have better vocal variety. I had the impression that your voice was monotonous throughout the speech. You can improve on that. Body language. So I think you use a theme well. So congratulations for that. How can you improve on this topic? I think you had a very closed posture. I know that you don't pay much attention to body language. You said that in your speech. But my suggestion to you would be to have more of an open posture. Structure. So after a lot of thinking, I think your structure was somewhat the following. So you had an introduction. You had a body, which was a problem, presented the problem, after the solution, and at the end you had a conclusion. I think your introduction was very nice. You were to the point. You said you had a good introduction. After that, you said what you were going to talk about. About the problem and solution. So I think if you want to convey a message, you have in 7 minutes you have 2 main options. One, you go to personal story and you get connection with the audience using personal story, or you give a lot of facts. I think you chose the latter, but I didn't feel that you gave us a lot of facts. You had some numbers, but you didn't say about sources, and also I would have liked more numbers if you go for that route. Also, you use a lot of questions, 3 acts, but there were many more than 3. So my suggestion would be to use only 3, because often that is difficult to follow. About the conclusion, I think it was very succinct and to the point, and I think, in my view, it was a good one. I'll move to the clarity point, and I think, for me, it was not very clear at the beginning what was your point, what you wanted to say, because you said, I want to say something, or you want to say something about feedback, and at that point I thought, okay, she will be talking about feedback. But as the speech went on, I got to the point that you want to speak about behavioral sciences, not about feedback. So I think you could work a bit on clarity and say exactly what you want to say. You have only 7 minutes, so it is not good. In conclusion, I think you had a very good voice. You do well with body language. You could improve a bit of the structure in the sense that you can be more clear and more focused on what you want to say, and you can choose one of the 2 ways to present and convey a message and get connection to your audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Petre. The next speech evaluator is Jona Neksha, who will evaluate Jana's speech. Jona told me that if she would be a pirate, she would be busy and wet. Jona Neksha.
In my defense, the answer was longer and less kinkier, but I remember when I was a kid, I asked my mother, why are all the lyrics of songs about love? And she said, because it's something that interests everybody and we're all into love. This is why I think the topic you chose, Diana, for this evening got us all our attention, or at least mine. What also helped in getting my attention was a great intro you made, and you honestly are an expert in this, because you have a way of connecting the energy from the audience and what happened just moments before in the room with what you are about to say. And you're spontaneous like this, and it's awesome. It shows that you have great skills in and great talent in becoming a very, very good public speaker. Also, I love the fact that you started with a personal story from back when you were a kid, and you set the stage for what was about to happen. Also, I love your English, as always, and I also think you have great charisma on stage, and you're very nice to listen to and to watch, and your stories are always captivating and interesting. What I would like for you to work on is the volume of voice. When you started your speech, I was standing in the back of the room, and I don't know if it's the setup, but I don't remember hearing you very loudly even in other rooms. So if you can work on breathing, you can enhance your volume. Second, because it was such a passionate topic, I would have loved more movement on the stage. When you're talking about love, you involve your body and maybe movement, and when you say, we moved in together and something went wrong. You know, you can convey more energy when you do that. If you tell us a story, which I feel is passionate with my stomach, but I don't see you expressing it, I am a bit confused. Maybe it's just me, maybe everybody else felt just calm and reassurance that everything will work out just fine, but for me, more movement would have been perfect in this speech. Somehow, I would have loved for you to tell us more about the last part of the speech, the story you read. So I felt the intro was very long. I don't know if that was the point to just get us there, but I would work on that. And second, because it was such a great speech, I would have loved a more powerful ending. I don't have a suggestion now. I have to think and see the speech again. But I would have loved a more powerful message at the end, and I don't know. It has the potential of letting us go home with an aha moment. But all in all, it was a great speech. I hope it was enjoyable for you to share this with us as it was for us to listen to you. And I'm looking for more of your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. The last but not least, evaluator, Cătălin Captain Bolan. He answered us it's a very long answer, but we managed to cut it. It's like this. Piracy is a crime, and crime doesn't pay. And we go home poor at the end of the day. They say all the best things in life are free, so give all your beer and turn your room to me. And your applause, Cătălin Bolan.
I feel like your speech, as humorous as it might have been, Dragos, was intended for me to avoid saying what's here, right, during this evaluation. So I will try my best to follow that and follow your advice while I give you my evaluation. For today, the evaluation will be split into two parts. First, I will be talking about his main objective for his project regarding body language. So the first part will focus specifically on body language, followed by a general evaluation where I have one thing that I think you did amazingly, one thing that I think you improved, and one question mark, which I should have paid attention to more until I realized, wait, there's more to body language, more to your speech than body language. First off, I think you have a very good posture and a good attitude towards the public. You're able to connect with them and to engage with them individually on a one-by-one level while keeping your back straight and having a really good presence in front. And you're also making an incredibly good use of body language when trying to give examples. Thinking or slapping, those kind of things. So there are some very, very good examples when you're thinking of them that you can illustrate. But most importantly, I want to congratulate you for your use of characters. Your mom, your younger self, the three people around, you did a very good job for characters, both with your body language and with your voice. I think the only character where you could have improved upon was the Hulk. You were asking for a question instead of mimicking the Hulk. There might be one place there where you can include even more characters to your speech if you wanted. The only part where I believe that you could have you left it slip unconsciously was your hand positions and your hand movements, especially towards the beginning of the speech, where most of what you did was lift them and drop them in terms of maybe relax a little bit or just hold them for a while, because moving constantly might distract. That being said, for the general evaluation, I'd like to congratulate you for your very simple to follow structure. You had a simple three-part structure: the story with your child, when you were a kid, the story from the gym, and the conclusion at the end with the message that you want to deliver. I would also like to maybe recommend you to work a little bit on your vocal variety. Like I said, you did it amazingly when you were presenting characters and when you're mimicking characters, but voice is a very powerful tool for emphasis. You can do it, but I don't think you were thinking of the emphasis at the moment. It's not like you don't know how to use your voice. Maybe just consider, I want to emphasize this, and then your voice will follow along for that. And finally, I think due to the nature of your speech, to the nature of playing around with the butt joke, both physical and the metaphysical butt, I think this, the language butt, I think this gives a very good use case for a speech focused on language jokes and puns, having a lot of variety on that. The only one I remembered was Kill It George turning into you being killed by it. But I think this speech, when you're focusing on that and when the language is in the title and in your message, I think this is a very good place where you can fit more of those. I haven't been able to notice them, and that's why it's a question. I'd like to congratulate you on your body language and your posture, and especially on your use of characters. Maybe try to consider emphasis for your voice, and I suggest having more language jokes related to your head. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Katalin. Oh, sorry. My fire pen. Okay, now we are moving forward, and let's see how we work with the time. I will invite the timer, Marianne, to tell us how we did with the time. It's okay. Please, Marianne.
I will present my report. So we start with 5 minutes of delay on 7:05. So for the speaker, Julia, you had 7 minutes. You spoke 7 minutes and 53 minutes. Okay, Diana, from 7 minutes, you speak 8 minutes and 0.07 seconds. Dragos, 7 minutes. So you have 7 minutes and you speak 5 minutes and 45 seconds. For first evaluator, Pedro, you had 3 minutes, and you spoke 4 minutes and 0.7 seconds. You are an extra. you also had 3 minutes. You speak 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And Cătălin Balan, you had 3 minutes. You speak 4 minutes. 0, 0. Okay, for improv speech, everyone they had 2 minutes. And I will start with Christy. You speak 1 minute and 56 seconds. Akos, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Mihai, 1 minute and 34 seconds. Cosmin, 2 minutes and 27 seconds. And for the rest of evaluators, we'll continue. And for me, I had 2 minutes and have 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. Our next evaluator is the A counter. Please welcome Adelina.
Thank you. We didn't have too much tonight, but we had a lot of R's. So, but if you want to know the I'm going to present you my report. Cătălin Balan as president. 1 Horatio as our host, 1 I have away, and 2 prolonged words. George, 3 Sebastian, 4 and 3 prolonged words. Adelina counting. Marianne, 9 and 2 prolonged words. You tend sometimes to mix the word with an You go for show Julia. You have 3 pauses. Like you usually breathe between your words, but I will have 3 pauses for appropriate. Diana, 1 and 4 prolonged words. Dragos, you had a repetitive but. Petre, 22 Ioana, 6 Cătălin as an evaluator, no but sometimes on your evaluation speech, I felt the need to breathe. I was like, okay, then you were talking too fast. And maybe that's why I didn't catch the Sergio, 4 And as for the table topic section, Christy, 1 Akos, 7 and 4 prolonged words. Mihai, 12 and Cosmin, 7 Thank you, that was my
Our next evaluator is the grammar. Please welcome Sebastian.
Okay, Cătălin, Vice President. Sorry, I forgot my keyboard at the beginning, but I'm pretty sure it had a perfectly good grammar. Horatio, I love the creative expression like cannons, you shoot ideas, and you had this statement. These roles are the first is. That's the only thing I heard. Bad. George, you said our audience, the audience would be better, and first speech evaluators, first speech evaluator without the S. Adelina, you said as a counter, as an a counter would be better. Marianne, I love the expression I will counter with the flags. And you said 3 sessions said speaker, evaluator, speech evaluator. Julia, I really like the way you pronounce the words. They are really clear and understandable. I also love the expression living in an over-communicated society. And I saw a tendency to use the singular when you should have used the plural, like why leaders behave like sociopath, and I didn't hear the S. People actually cares. People actually care. Okay. Diana. I love the expression, something seems to be astray, go with the flow, esoteric story. And I didn't notice any grammatical error. Congratulations. Dragos. A lot of expression, mad as a wildcat, childish naivety, Transylvanian hawk, and also no mistakes. Congratulations. Also, I excluded all the pilot out of grammatical errors. And I had a conversation in the break and about the pronunciation of the word of the day. Ludicrous, ludicrous. I'm still not sure what is the correct way to pronounce it. I hope it's like tomato, tomato, and I leave it at that. Sergio. You said vote for you as vote you. Christine. A lot of creative expression. My sword is bigger than yours. You think you can run on those big legs? I really love that. Akos? Akos. I don't notice any mistakes or any particular expressions. Behind. I love the expression leaders eat last. Cosmin, the Coco Tutunio smoked a lot, I really like that. Okay, and now the speech evaluators. I want to congratulate all three of you. I didn't notice any mistake. But the following feedback is more about tonality and the volume of the voice. Petre. I struggle a bit to hear you. You have a tendency to lower your voice to some words, and that made it a bit difficult to pay attention and understand. And Catalin, I saw that you have a tendency to lower the tone at the end of the sentence, like it's a long sentence and you run out of breath and you try to finish as fast as you can. And I would recommend you to split the sentence or take it slow. And this is my feedback, and I want to congratulate Catalin and Diana for using the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian. And now, my report. Hello, pirates. The meeting started 6 minutes late. We started at 6:07. The room was well prepared, as almost always. Some annoying interruption, not that much, just the background music, a little bit. Some people continue the break after the break. I will not name them, but they know who they are. Okay? Our president, Captain Catalin, very warm welcoming. I enjoyed your presentation. You go with the flow with the team, with the Piracy. You presented the club mission. You already introduced us in the atmosphere. Our Toastmaster, Horatio, congratulations. It was a really nice idea, and the team and everything. I love the fact that you encourage all of us, like 1 month earlier, to try to borrow some props for tonight's meeting. And sadly, just a few of us took your advice. I also enjoyed your transition, very nice transitions, really nice. After every topic, every speech, you told us something about it. Table topics master, Sergio, really nice there are really nice topics, imaginative description. I really enjoyed it. At the end of your session, you can say some benefits about your role and why we should take your role. And also, sometimes when we are running out of time, you can invite the general evaluator, not necessarily the Toastmasters, to borrow some time, to shorten the transitions. Speech evaluators, Petre. Petre is here? No, he left. Okay. I really enjoyed Petre's structure. He had many. I have here a lot of ideas. Many good advices. What I would like to tell all the evaluators. No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Next evaluator, Yona Neksha. Where is Yona? Yona, I really loved the fact that you introduce us, all of us, in your evaluation. I mean, I did not feel left out. Not in the case of Petre, which, but doesn't matter. Yes. Helpful suggestions, and I felt that you were you were perfect for Diana's speech, because I felt you enjoyed it as well. You enjoyed it, evaluating. Third evaluator, Catalin Bolan. You pay so much attention. I really try to pay much attention to all the speeches as well, and I noticed you in your evaluation you recall so many details from the speech which I did not even remember. You can slow a little bit down. Maybe this is just for my taste, but just a little bit. Okay, my beautiful team of evaluators. Adelina, lovely as always. I enjoyed your personalized remarks. Yes. I saw you forgot to print your sheet, and I really love the way how you use our agenda to point our mistakes. That was very nice. Grammatician Sebastian, many really helpful remarks. I really enjoyed it. Nice word, even I didn't use it. Timer, Marianne. Really nice introduction. I enjoyed it. Sorry that I made a mistake. I supposed to invite you in front in the end, but I meant in the beginning. Sorry for that. Yes, and for all my evaluators, I would like to have a big suggestion that to introduce in your presentations some benefits for your role and to encourage us to take your role. And that's it. Thank you very much. Horatio, please come back.
Thank you, Mr. General Pirate Evaluator. Well, we had a great evening. We've seen speeches, prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, valuable feedbacks. And speaking of pirates, we want to hear which is the pirate that caught our hearts. Who won the table topic section? So let me see some winner is Piracy! do you watch pirate movies?
No. I do everything completely, utterly legal, no. No. Is that camera on? Yes. I don't know.
You don't stream it.
No, what I do, however, is, and I want to advise you to check it out if you're into rock music. It's a band called Running Wild. They're great. They're German. They're from the 80s. They have like tons of albums, and they're mostly about pirates. So they sing mostly about pirates, life on the sea, and so on and so on. I love them for their sound, but also the lyrics are quite fun and so on. And they're more of the fantasy type pirates, not like the actual real life pirates, which is like not fun at all.
Okay. And the next one, what are the benefits for the audience?
Pirating?
No, not pirating.
Because we don't do that here.
Coming to the section, to the table topic section. Attending.
You get to, I wanted to say something that have sounded very kinky. You get to express yourself in a way that you don't normally have the option to do it, especially in front of people that are actually paying attention to you and are actually wanting to listen to you, babbling about whatever, which is great, because I don't have that chance very often. And it just makes you feel a bit more sure about yourself and the way you are, and even if you think people don't like me when I do that, here at least they do. And they vote you for that, which is great.
Okay, one more thing before you go, I want to baptize you with
Captain.
Okay, thank you, Christine. And now as we come to the end, you know, if you have a knack for communication and leadership, you can find it pretty much everywhere. Even in the book of Piracy. Here at Toastmasters, you can be a leader every meeting. Or you can be a leader throughout one entire Toastmasters year. You can do way much work than a regular member. So please think about it. If you're a member, in May we have elections for the next board. Speaking of leadership, I will introduce the closer of the evening, Ioana Neksha, the president.
Thank you so much. And because I'm the president, I'm going to switch to Romanian. Aș vrea să mă ajutați să-i oferim un cuvânt foarte mare de aplauz lui Horațiu și lui George, în special pentru faptul că Horațiu călătorește din alt oraș să vină în Cluj și cu atât mai mult e un efort să organizezi o ședință dacă e și la distanță, deci vă rog foarte frumos să mă ajutați. Am văzut câteva fețe noi în sală și aș vrea să vă rog să-mi arătați cine e prima dată aici. With a raise of hands. Prima dată? Prima dată? La noi? Și cum a fost? Cum vi s-a părut?
Foarte fain bănuiesc.
Ai zis foarte fain bănuiesc? Ok. Ne-ai zis și cum te cheamă, te rog.
Vlad.
Vlad, salut.
Munte, toată lumea spune munte. Spune munte.
Munte.
Exact.
Ok. Așa. Prima ședință Toastmasters.
Fain. Nu, n-am avut așteptări.
Nu?
Am venit că am fost chemat.
Ai venit că ai fost chemat? Susținător al lui Dragoș?
Da. Prima dată am auzit de la Maria de Toastmasters.
Ok.
Suntem colegi și da, am venit că m-am chemat eu.
Mică lumea. Ok. Mai e cineva pentru prima dată? Agoș, oare prima dată?
Nu.
Sau ai mai fost?
E a treia oară.
A treia oară. Ok. Ai mai fost? Nu. Și? Cum ți s-a părut? Am încercat să se ascundă, să nu credeți că... Da. Cum a fost? Ok. Ai venit? Așa. V-am pus niște reflectoare pe voi.
Da.
Ce?
Mai bine.
Mai bine.
Nu se vorbește la singular.
Perfect.
Marți.
Bine. Să trecem la partea de anunțuri administrative. Nu am extraordinar de multe în seara asta. Primul e că în weekendul acesta la București va avea loc concursul de discursuri, faza pe divizie la București și Cristi, Dragoș, Marian și Răzvan, care Răzvan nu e aici, vor merge să concureze din partea Clujului. Ținem pumnii și săptămâna viitoare așteptăm să reveniți cu impresii și păreri. Și premii. Da. Și premii. Acum, de presiune, dacă vin cu premii, dacă nu, sunt tot ai noștri și mai încercăm și la anul. Așa. Horațiu, am înțeles că ar exista pentru membri un loc vacant, transport, cazare, am auzit greșit?
Cazare nu-ți convins, dar atent de intrare și prețul de intrare.
Prețul de intrare. Înțeleg că s-a retras cineva din Sibiu și că își cedează locul de participare la biletul la conferință, exact, și dacă e cineva dintre membrii activi care ar vrea să participe, există această posibilitate. Dragoș, Horațiu, cred că ar putea să ne ajute cu mai multe informații dacă sunteți interesați. În 19 noiembrie, ședința din 19 noiembrie va fi o ședință închisă pentru membri doar. Cătălin, vicepreședintele nostru pe educație, va ține un workshop. Despre avea acum mai multe informații despre asta. Workshop de evaluare, să fie în locul unei ședințe. Deci, practic, în 19 noiembrie nu avem ședință clasică, avem workshop de evaluare și o să fim doar membri. Ne dă, cred că, mai multe detalii.
Da, va fi pe lângă un pic de material, un pic de content, va fi și un discurs model. Am avut una sau două share până acum, o să văd pe cine alegem și după care se vor face multe evaluări din sală pe acel discurs, în grupuri. Cine discută în evaluare.
Anunțăm acum și pe grupuri pentru că nu, să știe toată lumea.
Legat de acest eveniment am chemat și grupul frate, Opus Depo.
Super, excelent, excelent. Bine. Ultimul anunț pe ordinea de zi e faptul că dacă ați luat apă, jos la bar se plătește. Da. Unde mergem la socializare? Luăm acrobatica din nou la... Da? Zi. Ca să vii. Da, te rog. Eu am terminat.
Bun, dar nu se stabilizește.
Am crezut legat de asta. Da, acrobatica e peste drum, e o pizzerie, este și mâncare și băutură, deci dacă vreți socializare. Cine vine la socializare? De fapt, hai să o luăm așa. Sunt 4 oameni, 5, 6. Ok, bine, stabilim. Deci cine vrea să rămână la socializare, stabilim împreună audiului. Da.
Și mai vreau să adaug o chestie scurtă, dacă vreți. Mersi mult. Așa, în primul rând, vreau să menționez pentru toată lumea care ne urmărește de acasă că aici nu se fură, se plătește totul. Și în legătură cu evenimentul serii și tema serii, piraterie și alte lucruri bune și faine. Vinerea viitoare, în 8, dacă cumva, e bine, da? Adică, no, dacă vă place să vă distrați într-o vineri, la Gilbo, e un local pe Samuel Micu, practic strada dintre Eroilor și Napoca. E un loc de board gaming, se cumpără jocuri, să vină oameni să joace jocuri fără să plătească, etc. Va fi un concurs pe un joc tematică de pirații, zice Port Royal, nu trebuie să vii tu cu jocul, au acolo cât vrei, e un joc atât picanea, cu cărțișoare, în care tu îți asumi rolul unui pirat ce face comerț cu alții și un joc de tip încearcă-ți norocul să fii lacom, să câștigi cât mai multe puncte. Super fain, dacă sunteți interesați, că dacă nimic. Eu din capul meu îmi place și m-am gripat, nu vreți și voi să știți, dar trebuie să-i pun problema asta, dacă cumva veniți, să ziceți că ați venit din partea mea, da? Cristian Șandru, mulțumesc frumos. Bun, atât am vrut să zic, mersi de timp.
și l-a trovat undeva pentru cine stabilitate. Thank you.
Da? Bine. Perfect. Ăștia am fost, ne vedem marțea viitoare, după cum spunea și multe. Da.